Jai Hind all. Today we are starting lecture 3 in the environmental series, environmental concern, population growth and resource management. First of all, we have to know about environmental concerns measure. The concept of sustainable development, population growth models by the mean of arithmetic, geometric and exponential. Secondly, resource consumption and pollution, and then we have to come measures of environmental impacts. First of all, we have to study the ecological footprints, then earth overshoot day, energy performance index and life cycle assessment. These are the major concern of the environmental issues. This is the course objective and learning objective of the particular environmental concern. What are the needs to know about the environmental concern? What are the need to resolve these issues? This is the very important thing. The course objective is to ensure the students incorporate the concept of sustainable development in their daily lives and decision making process and are sensitive to diverse environmental issues and impacts of pollution. The learning objective of the particular major environmental issues are to understand the relationship between humans and their environment. This is the humans and their environmental interaction. We also studied in the earlier lecture. We discussed much and more things then. To quantity, the relation between the population growth, resource consumption and pollution. Because of the overpopulation, the resources consumption needs is very high nowadays. To identify sources of pollution in the environment, their impacts and their remedial measures. How to identify the environmental problems and then take measures to control them. To apply the law of conservation of mass in the form of natural resources. Resources we got from the God, we got from the nature, and then their depletion due to overpopulation, due to human activities, due to human development. To apply laws of conservation of masses and energy in understanding solving the environmental problems. We can easily understand by this diagram. This diagram shows different components of environment. We studied earlier the atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere and the biosphere. These are the environmental major concerns which are related to the atmosphere. These are the air pollution control, climatic changes and noise pollution. These are the majorly environmental concerns which are related to the atmosphere. In the lithosphere, solid and hazardous waste. In the solid and hazardous waste, all type of solid form, whether it is a domestic, it is a hospital, it is the industrial solid waste, all are come in the solid hazardous waste category. The soil pollution also one of the major implication of the lithosphere. Then we come on the hydrosphere. In hydrosphere, everyone needs the clean water, the water quality, the wastewater treatment methodology we are adopting for the industries, for the hospital influence, for the different domestic waste categories, sewage waste treatment, that all environmental concern in the hydrosphere. These thrives combinedly affect the biosphere present on the earth. The biosphere, we earlier studied the living component or the biotic component. These are the biotic component present on the earth. These or directly or indirectly affect the public health and the ecology. Ecology is the science in which we study all the environmental concern, all the environmental structure and functional unit. So this is very important diagram in point of view the environmental concern, and one diagram shows all the environmental concern: atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere and biosphere. Then we come on the major environmental concerns: air quality, soil quality, water quality, biodiversity and natural resources. The majorly we discussed about the poor air quality due to industries, due to vehicular pollution, solid waste burning, urban heat island effect and climate change. These are the major issues we have discussed in the air quality. In the water quantity and quality, lack of adequate drinking water supply. That is the majorly problem which are facing in the today's world. Poor water quality, wastewater discharge, their impact on the aquatic ecosystem, in the groundwater, and different agricultural impacts. In the soil quality, the salinization, erosion, nutrient depletion, and presence of synthetic organic compounds due to using excessive use of pesticides, herbicides, and chemical fertilizers. These all are the issues which are generating in the soil pollution. Then we come on the biodiversity, the variety present on the earth which are in the living form. These are the biotic components. And what are the factors they are affected? Stability of the ecosystem. Earlier we study about different kind of ecosystem, the pond ecosystem, lake ecosystem, forest ecosystem, and their variability on the basis of their abiotic component, what type of soil there, what type of temperature, what is the humidity in different forms. So that decide what kind of biospecies present in particular ecosystem. Then because of the interaction between the abiotic and biotic component, that decided the stability of that particular ecosystem, and that is directly or indirectly impacted by the human activities. These are the majorly issue, the human activity, development processes. Every development process degrade the environmental quality. Extinction of species. Species come in the category of vulnerable, in the endangered from. Also the issue of environmental concern, the bioaccumulation of toxic waste in the biospecies which have life. Major environmental concern in the form of air quality. First of all, we come on the air pollution and air quality. The poor air quality, it is very bad scenario that 30 most polluted city in the world, 21 present in India. This is the present condition of India. Primarily pollutants, secondary pollutants, sources of pollution that are natural and anthropogenic. To identify and have the knowledge of these things is very necessary for their remedial measure, for control all the things. Natural sources are the forest fire, volcanic eruptions, dust, ashes, gas present in the air. And we come on the anthropogenic sources. These are the man-made sources for the developmental activities. These are the biomass burning, waste burning, municipal or agricultural or domestic level. Industrial thermal plants give their, I think, 50% of that kind of pollution. Plants, vehicles, air, road, rail, sea, all the things contribute to the anthropogenic sources of degrade the air quality. Air quality effects are urban heat island effect, climatic changes, temperature variation, seasonal variation we can easily understand, and we can have seen in our present scenario that microclimate effect on temperature and humidity in the summers, in the rainy season, very hot weather, in the rainy season, very heavy rainfall are present, in the winter season, very drastic winters we have seen. So these all are the urban heat effect or the climatic change or the global warming present in that. Then we come on the second point is the water quality effect. These are the major environmental concern. If we have identification of these, if we have knowledge of these small points, then we easily care our environment at the individual level. Water quality effect are the water quality and quantity, both are the issue. How much the quantity we are using for our population, lack of adequate drinking water supply, lack of availability, diversion for irrigation purposes, uses in the industries, they are recycling, they are reusing, poor water quality, wastewater discharge, and their impact on the aquatic ecosystem also. These all are the majorly issues which we facing in the water quality impact. Then we come on the soil quality. Soil quality, soil degradation, soil erosion due to deforestation and overgrowth grazing problem, nutrient depletion, poor agricultural practices, soil pollution. The major issue is the salinization, contamination by chemicals and heavy metals, synthetic organic compounds. These all are the concern for the soil pollution. These are the environmental concern, particularly for the soil pollution, and easily understand by this diagram that the soil regulate water and nutrient availability. If we have good care of our soil, they regulate the water, nutrient availability in that, the engineering resources, support medium for plants, agricultural and productivity. This is the prime source of feeding to the plants. Habitat for the organism. Now, millions of the habitat present in that, majorly the decomposers, which are the majorly the part of the ecosystem, also lie in the soil. These are the feeding of the soil. In the hometown of the soil, all the microorganisms, the fungus species are the soil. Major environmental concern in form of the biodiversity and stability of the ecosystem. This is the next point. First of all, we study about the air quality, water quality, soil pollution, then we come on the biodiversity. So first of all, when we study about the degradation of biodiversity, we have to know about what is biodiversity. Biodiversity is the bio means is life and diversity means is the variety. So variety present on earth in the living form is called the biodiversity. Then loss of biodiversity because of any environmental concern. International Union for Conservation of Nature, that is the IUCN category, which maintain all the living organisms present on the earth in the red data book and the green data book. In the green data book, they combinedly logged all the plant species, and in the red data book, all the human being, all category of the wild species present in the red list. International Union for Conservation of Nature is dedicated to conservation of nature. Publishes a red list of threatened species with various qualifiers shows in adjoining figure. In India's red list of 2021 contained 199 species of plant and animal considered as endangered. Factors resulting in species extinction or endangered category are the loss habitat or poaching, illegal killing of animal, loss of food sources or change in population dynamics because of the population increasing but not in the symmetry. The producer, the consumer 1, the consumer 2, the consumer 3, all are present there, but their variety of species degraded or increases in not in the balance form. So that is happening, the loss of habitat, the loss of food sources, change in the population dynamics, bioaccumulation of toxic waste in the environment, and climatic changes are occurring. A pollutant is a chemical species in the environment, causes undesirable effect on the environment. Can be natural or anthropogenic. Undesirable effects, endangers health of human and other organisms, endangers safety, causes financially and aesthetic losses are there. Contamination is simply the presence of substance where it should not be or at concentration above the normal. Then we come on the pollution. That is the source which causes the pollution, and the pollution is result in or can result in adverse biological effects to the resident community which are undesirable. These are the references we have taken for all the environmental concern we study. The major environmental concern are the air quality, water quality, soil quality, natural resources and biodiversity. So we can conclude this lecture about that, and in the next lecture we study the sustainable development in detail.